Okay, Bob Desmond here, part 2 of my squirrel cage blower motor, putting in a new rebuilt motor. Just to recap, United HVAC Motors sent me this motor just about a month ago, and I put it in. It worked for 2 hours, and then it didn't work any longer. So they sent me another one before my California trip, but I didn't have time to put it in because it arrived too late. And I didn't want to take a chance putting it in while and then leave the house for 9 days. So I'm about to put this new motor in right now. Here's my air handler, or as some call it, the furnace. This was installed, let's see here, in, I believe it was June of 2012, right the week that my daughter got married. Okay, so the first step is to locate and turn off the power to the furnace and to the unit outside, the condenser unit, just to be sure. And to double check that, sorry about the camera, I'm going to look up here. There we go. And on my door here, it clearly says furnace, AC, and now we're off. Forgive my flashlight. Okay, so the next step is to go back into this closet. I've already removed 2 screws. I've written down the information that I need for tools, since I've already taken the original blower out, put the rebuilt motor, not blower, back in. And so I've taken the original one out and put the rebuilt one back. And then I put the original one back in, excuse me. So the first step is to remove the screws. Sorry about the crappy camera work. Now I'm just going to grab this cover, pull it off, and reveal. There's the cover right there beside the Christmas ornaments and in front of the 2 motors. And this is what you see inside. So we've got a squirrel cage blower, which is ice cold because I just had the air conditioning on. Wanted to get the house nice and cool before I remove this. I don't know a lot about these things, so I'll be the first one to admit I am not an air conditioning guy. But I did watch the Rinaldi repairman come by. He took this squirrel cage blower out. I know I have to disconnect these wires here. That's the old blower motor that I'm going to be removing and replacing with the rebuilt blower motor, okay? And in my case, it's pretty simple because there are just 2 plugs that I have to pull out. Apparently there are starting capacitors in this unit. This light gray area here is, it has the computer chips in it as well as capacitors that store energy. And apparently this area is programmed. The motor, it's attached to the motor. This is kind of the brain of the operation, and from what I understand. And this thing has to be programmed for Linux. not just for Lennox, but for this specific model, okay? I'm going to pull back just for a moment, just to show you what I'm looking at. So that's power coming in there. There's the blower. It's quite large and heavy. And I haven't been able to do it the last few days because I threw my back out, and I'm still on the edge, but I think I can get this out and put the new motor in and then put it back. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to end part one because I can't hold the camera and take out the blower at the same time. But very simply, those 3 screws, 1, 2, 3. I remove those screws, disconnect these 2 wiring harnesses carefully because you can get zapped, supposedly, because there's energy. Even though the power is off, there's still energy in the capacitors, and they say be careful. So, but I've done it once before. I took out the original motor, put the replaced motor back in, took out the replacement motor because it didn't work, and I put back the original, and it's been working for a couple of weeks now, but it hums a lot and vibrates, and I know that probably the bearings are gone. Another interesting little fact is these are 1/4-inch hex sort of self-tapping screws, and of course this one is bigger. It's more like 5/16. Somebody replaced it with a different screw. So I've got a couple of different sockets to take care of that. So the next time you see this, this compartment will be empty in part 3, and I will have this blower out, and I am going to remove the motor and get into that a little bit. End of part 2.